Alright, let's talk about the weekly candle closure, as most of the crypto assets are looking completely fine, and most of the weekly candle closures are looking like these assets simply want to trend to the upside without any break, without any hiccup, or without any consolidation for that matter. And I think it's the best time to talk about these time frames because, guys, look, these are the signatures which Bitcoin really likes, right? And what do I mean by that? Bitcoin and the market participants, both of these things, they do like this posture on the price action. What do I mean by that, guys? This one right here, the RSI trying to sneak above the 60, and your weekly candle, well, most likely about to close above the 618 itself out of this entire bearish retracement. And essentially, guys, this is good news, right? Now this is good piece of price action structure on a weekly opening and a closing basis, as we have kind of established a trend above the 618 retracement itself. Now, guys, that means that in the coming week we could be testing the one-on-one extension standing in at $58,000 flat, and that is when the real test, that is when the real thing would come into reality. Are we going to be getting into the second leg of this entire cryptocurrency bull market? Now, this is going to be defined by this zone, guys. Now, look, this is the only area which is going to tell a lot of things about the crypto market, right? And to be honest with you, we are already in a trending motion. Most of the crypto assets have already done 2000% or maybe 3000% as well in the previous week itself, right? This is what is happening. This is what is going on. Crazy amount of liquidity flowing here and there and all of that. This kind of tells us that market overall is healthy, right? Market overall is healthy, and all the price action which is happening on the major crypto assets is mostly consolidation onto various levels. For Bitcoin, it is going to be 618, and it looks to me like we're going to be finishing our consolidation on the time frames which are going to be relevant itself, right? So let's take a look at the small time frame. Let's see what these three small time frames are telling us. This is the high low structure, guys. Now this is as clear as you can get. Bitcoin established another high low right here yesterday itself. It's going to be at $47,000, so you don't want to see any 4-hour trending behavior below this price point right here, because if we start doing that, most likely we will test the downside of $44,000, guys, and that would mean that we could be retesting 382 once again. But for the time being, if we just take a look at the weekly, guys, which is why I don't want to put a lot of focus into small time frames, this is going to cause a lot of confusion in terms of the analysis itself. You can see, guys, the bigger picture is shaping out to be crazy bullish, and most likely we do follow through. Most likely this price action will follow through all the way towards one-on-one extension, which is going to be good for the most crypto assets out there, right? And certainly is going to be good for the soul. It's going to be good for the soul itself, right? Okay, with that said, let's take a look at Ethereum on the weekly time frame. This is good, guys. This is way better than BTC itself, resolving this little consolidation on a weekly time frame above this range. Essentially, you are challenging the all-time high weekly closure itself, right? And we are right there, guys. We are right there. Most likely we could be closing a weekly candle above the $4,000 levels on Ethereum itself, which would mean that this would be the all-time high candle closure if you just take a look at the weekly time frame. And that essentially means that follow through, guys. That means follow through, right? That means Ethereum would most likely be following up with these levels as well for the coming week, which is going to be at 1272. Now this is the price point which I am personally skeptical about. My bad, guys, my bad, right? So this is the price point which I'm quite skeptical about, right? This is going to be that exuberant environment. This is going to be the max FOMO, the max version, the Super Saiyan version of FOMO is going to be happening on $5,000 per Ethereum, which is going to be the perfect area to trap a lot of people's, guys. Look, I'm not saying that I'm just exactly trying to pinpoint the exact market top or market bottom for that matter, but what I am trying to find out right here is the area of maximum returns, right? Areas of maximum returns. Now, why do I say this, guys? Because just your $500 regions, $500 range above the previous all-time high is the area of interest, right? Is the area of interest, because once that happens, guys, the news will be completely out there that Ethereum completely took out the previous all-time high, and most likely after that we start consolidating for a while, where, well, everybody jumps into Ethereum train because we're going 20,000 in the next week itself. So a lot of people will try to jump into that, but I think that area is going to be a potentially good area for trapping out a lot of traders, right? Now, this video completely bearish or something like that? No, guys, this is we're trying to find an opportunity right here, and I do believe that $5,000 for maybe for maybe a short exposure in the market could be an opportunity, right? Now, risk management onto these levels, when the price action actually starts rolling onto these levels, will be according to whatever the price is doing at that point in time, right? Whatever Bitcoin is doing in that point in time. Most likely, me personally, what I would be looking forward for is going to be the break of the higher low structure, which Ethereum has also been making ever since the 1700 low right here, right? Most of these retracements to the downside were your higher low structure, and yes, we do see continuation move to the upside. Now, what essentially I would be expecting, look guys, I don't think it's going to be playing out, and this is certainly not going to be a financial advice. So don't base your equity decisions because of something that we're discussing right here. You have to use your own brains, and maybe, I don't know, maybe maybe do something which does not harms your equity for that matter, right? And guys, certainly try to pinpoint the top and bottom is going to be harming your equity. So which is why we have to patiently wait. We have to see what happens on to the $5,000 levels, and essentially what I'm looking forward to is going to be something like this, right? So all right, let me just get rid of this one. So something like this could happen. We could be formulating all the higher lows again and again, and once we do something like this, once we start taking this higher low, that is when you could be looking forward for a retest of these levels, and this is the point where you could be rejecting down all the way towards the retest of these price points. At first, the 618, guys. Now essentially this is what happens. Ethereum would extend its welcome in the market all the way towards 1.272 and then get rejected like a bitch, and then maybe come back down by 618 or 76 zones, and then maybe reaccumulate for a while, then maybe continue towards the upside. Now a lot of maybes going on, right? Because this situation right here is maybe, guys. Remember when the price action was rolling down towards these levels, yes, we were in the same line, guys. We were in the maybe line, right? We were trying to do that. Maybe this is the bottom, maybe this is the bottom, but yes, this area coincided with Bitcoin holding on to $30,000 levels and ETH BTC ratio maintaining some key levels, and this first bounce set in a trend above 21 exponential and taking out this high was kind of like a confirmed move for at least a retest of the 618, guys, and maybe a target hit out of this double bottom kind of formation as well, which happened, right? And look, guys, when the price action was constantly dripping to the downside, this is where we were like, maybe this could be the bottom, maybe this could not be the bottom, and which is why, guys, look, as the price action is simply rolling to the upside towards some key Fibonacci levels above the previous all-time highs, now we have started getting into that zone that maybe for some mid-time frames we could be looking at a consolidation, right, where market completely gets over exuberant and the participants are looking for that 100x leveraged long position on Ethereum. Alright, now I do believe that FTX and Binance completely got rid of any leverage beyond 20x. I think it's a good initiative, guys. Holy crap, it's a good initiative. And all of you guys who are quite interested in trading with high stakes, going into market with 100x long and short positions, it might be a bad news for you, but if you want to develop as a trader long term, this is the best thing that regulators can do for all the retail crowd, guys. I'm not even kidding. Getting rid of 100x leverage is already one of the best steps that anybody has taken in this entire crypto space. And Binance and FTX doing that would mean that most of the exchanges will reflect upon the same thing, guys. Although I do doubt about Bybit. I don't think that those bastards are going to just remove that leverage slider for that matter, right? Okay, so let's conclude with Ethereum right here. So, okay, guys, now that $5,000 target certainly, it could happen, it could not happen as well. And what would make that thing going to shit? I mean, what essentially would stop Ethereum from going to $5,000 levels, right? That would be break of the structure right here. Essentially, breaking down below 3,700s on a 4-hour closing and an opening basis would mean that, guys, 618 back again. Would mean Ethereum onto 618 once again at $3,333 level, right? Now these numbers are quite funny, guys, quite funny numbers, but yes, as far as we're maintaining the structure, we're simply going to be rolling to the upside all the way towards the previous all-time high and maybe beyond that all the way at $5,000, right? With that said, let's take a look at Cardano. I think this one has its smart contract launch coming this week itself, right? Is it going to be a sell the news event? Is it going to be a sell the news? Guys, the weekly momentum has started wearing out a bit, right? Just a little bit, not that much, just a little bit, but I do feel that, alright, the RSI's posture has also started rolling to the downside with the TSI. Let me just take a look at this one as well. Where is the goddamn TSI? Why can't we access the TSI, guys? Okay, I think we can. Yes. So, alright. So, bit of a confusing kind of situation going on for Cardano. Would I want to be jumping into a long position on 80 onto these levels? Nope, I do not think that's going to make any sense, guys. Although, yes, if we just talk about the extension, yes, guys, we almost had a retest of the 618. Although, if we close this weekly candle, even a teeny bit of a green, most likely we will jump all the way towards the 1618 extension out of this entire reaccumulation, right? And that would mean that Cardano would be going on to $3.2 levels, guys, and that has been the target ever since this resolution right here. Yes, the analysis is posted on Discord server itself on Cardano, guys, under crypto analysis. You can go and check that out. This is the spot where we were trying to long Cardano, and yes, $3.2 level is the target. Was I in the trade? I'm personally completely out of the Cardano trade for that matter, right? I took my entire position above the $2 levels, guys. I was certainly not expecting this one to simply rip to the upside. Well, to be honest with you guys, the trading career as a whole, the trading game as a whole is a long-term risk to reward play as a whole, right? You cannot just simply pinpoint the top and bottom, and you can't just simply nail all these moves. The only thing which matters is that are you coming out profitable on a monthly or maybe in a yearly basis or something like that? Are you doing that for yourself? If you are doing that, maybe everything is going to be fine down the line, right? Okay, the weekly time frame right here is kind of like rolling down a bit, but the 3-day, how's it looking? Extremely red hot. Alright, not that red hot, but yes, extremely expanded in the volatility index. And well, the 3-day RSI is also kind of rolling down. Let's see if we have any details in the daily. Alright guys, so daily is bullish, right? Daily on Cardano is, it's good. It's completely good, to be honest with you. So even if we come back down all the way towards these price points, most likely we do get picked up, and we will most likely challenge this entire zone and eventually resolve our way to the upside, guys. If this entire market holds with Ethereum and Bitcoin holding key levels, most likely ADA comes down all the way towards these price points for a little bit of small time frames accumulation, and then we push all the way towards at first 3.2, but we're almost there, right? We're just there. $3.2 on ADA is just there. We're just there. And so that means that we could talk about further targets, right? 1618 right here, 2618 at $4.6 levels, 3144 to this far-fetched, guys. Now that is far-fetched for Cardano to roll on to these levels. I think this one would have to multifold its market capitalization. I think the ADA on market capitalization index would go for about, I don't know, guys, something beyond Ethereum as well, for that matter. If ADA goes to $10, ADA would be above Ethereum in terms of the market capitalization evaluation, and I don't think it's a fair call. Well, that's my opinion as well, but markets are crazy. Something like that could happen. We should be prepared for that. Certainly, we should be prepared for that, guys, but I think it's a little bit far-fetched. I think Cardano challenging Ethereum one-on-one is going to be a little bit far-fetched, right? Let's see what happens. Until then, we are holding fine out of these levels for a continuation move to the upside coming in this week itself. Okay, so what do we have up next? Last asset for the day, guys. BNB for you. So, did we retest? Yes, we retest. We had a retest of the $520 levels, right? And most likely this week, we're not doing that much more time, right? So it's been 3 straight candles that we've not been able to close above the 618 itself. I wonder what's going to happen in this week, guys. Most likely we have a little consolidation in the small time frames, but I do believe that with most of the market trying to resolve its price action all the way towards 86 and maybe the all-time highs as well, I think that this one is lagging, but it's going to be rolling all the way towards these price points down the line, guys. All right, so it's pretty much clear in the 3-day time frame itself that you're making a structure low right here on these levels at $450 on BNB. All right, I think let me jump back into BNB once again. Okay, so this is BNB perpetual contracts on FTX, your derivatives, your favorite derivative marketplace, and $450. Yes, guys, on a 3-day opening and closing basis means that we are making a price action structure on these levels. So BNB holding on to these price points on 12-hour, on 4-hour, or anything like that would potentially mean that yes, we do continue our way towards the 886 retracement, right, out of this entire bearish leg. Now, which would mean that BNB could be evaluated at $650 coming pretty soon, guys. Most of the market is at 886, right? And well, Ethereum is almost trying to challenge the one-on-one extension, the previous all-time high. So I think BNB is lagging, but most likely it will pick up on these levels, right? And this will happen. And if we get into blue sky breakout, 618 to 618 down the line, right? Also, guys, if BNB starts taking out the previous all-time high, that would negate that theory, guys. All right, so I had this $10,000 BNB theory according to some key market cycles which happen across the price action on BNB itself. All right, now certainly we don't have history on FTX or Binance itself, but yes, guys, if you just take a look at BNB USD calculated on Binance, I did post a video on long-term analysis on Binance. I do feel that it was a couple of months ago, but the disclaimer, the major point of that video was, if we start trending above the previous all-time high, that thesis, would get invalidated, and most likely we reach our 10,600 extension sooner than expected, right? So is that good news or bad news? You decide for yourself. But if we take out the previous all-time high, any thesis, any theory coming from that analysis would be completely invalid, guys. Yes, these things happen. Yes, you don't know the market. Yes, you cannot predict the market. What you can do is you can react in the market, right? And maybe come out profitable. With that said, I hope all of you guys will have a good coming week ahead in terms of trading as well, guys. Be vigilant, be cautious, be informed, be the smart money, right? With that said, I'm going to be catching all of you tomorrow itself. Bye for now.